All right. Yikes. I was going to start this later, but apparently apparently all the trades are going down now, so I'm kind of missing out. So, yeah. So let me just um let me just I need to put a I need to put a thumbnail. Give me a second. Um I'm just trying to find a picture here. Thumbnail, save. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right, so the way this is gonna go, I've got the TV on, so I can see the TSN update me on stuff. I got the Twitter open, you guys can see it, and I'm gonna be scrolling on my own time through some stuff on Sportsnet. I believe I'm not sure who I'm gonna use here. I might just use TSN. So it should be good. I'm gonna put some music on. Uh, how's this? It's pretty good. Good enough. Okay. So now we have that figured out. All right. So the first thing is apparently Peter Mrazek is going to the Leafs. So that's our first trade of the day. Um, which I don't know. Like honestly, if I'm being totally honest, I don't know. I don't know about that. So let's take a look at um, the Leafs situation here. Okay. So let me see if I can pull up. Uh, let me see if I can pull up the thing. For some reason, I wasn't able to before. For some weird reason. Window capture. Oh, well, that works. All right. Perfect. That's too big, but here we go. I don't know where to put this because this kind of just works out, but I guess I'll put it here. Okay. I gotta quickly add a filter on it. Hold on. Okay. Perfect. So So the cap friendly situation here for them is interesting. So with Peter Mrazek signed, Jack Campbell is their goalies. We don't know the terms apparently. Wait, we don't know the terms yet for Peter Mrazek's signature. Um, uh, what is Peter Mrazek's number? Like, what's his? Did we not know yet? I guess we don't know yet. Okay. Well, so what? All right, we're gonna go to the trade tracker here. Um, all right, so we don't know Peter Mrazek's contract. I mean, we can only assume it's not too much. You know, they have 9 million cap space, which is actually a pretty solid amount. I'll be honest. So the problem with why I have an issue with um, Toronto's cap scenario is because I need to find a way to put my chat somewhere. Whatever. Okay, my issue with Toronto's cap situation is not only are you stuck with a player for 3 more years, these guys are locked in. Your whole core, your main core, can be gone in the next, I guess, like 3 years, basically. You've got Austin Matthews at 11.6 for 3 more seasons. Then you got John Tavares for 4 more seasons at 11. Then you got Nylander, Marner at 10.9 for the next 4 seasons. And then you've got Nylander for 3 more. I mean, that's a lot of money that you have. Man, that Nylander contract looks so good now compared to everything else. Um, it's just crazy because if you the only thing going in their okay in terms of forwards, the only contracts that are expiring soon are 1.6 and 1.2 mil. It's not a lot of money. You have to re-sign some players still. You've got Morgan Riley, 5 mil, expiring as well, but you're going to have to re-sign him. So you're going to give him a boost in salary. I'd say about 7 mil. So man, oh man. Okay, so you've got some minor guys to sign. Apparently, they're not really an issue. My issue with your lineup here is even though you have 9.3 mil, which a majority, some of that's about to go to Mrazek. We don't know the amount yet. I'm gonna assume it's something like 3 mil, 3.1 mil, or something like that. Something along those lines. Um, 3.1 mil. So you get left with about 7 mil. Let's just call it 7 mil on the dot. It's not a bad amount of money, 7 million, but you've got to realize that at some point, I think next season would be an issue for them. This season they might be okay, but next season is going to be a big problem. Um, with so little amounts of money coming off of the books, with your roster picking up with your 60% of the cap goes to forwards. What other team does that? I'm curious. All right, let's go through possible free agents. There are. I gotta tweet out the stream. I don't even know what I'm doing. Hold on, let me tweet out the stream real quick. Let me tweet out the stream real quick. How do I? Where's the link for it? So Jordan Martinook resigns at 1.8. That's not really a surprise. Dallas is expected to sign Ryan Sutter. Okay, that's a surprise. Ethan Bear got traded, which is a bit of a surprise. He was a solid player, and I don't think they should trade him. Okay, Toronto's just acquired somebody. Oh, I accidentally clicked on the link. They acquired Brennan Mantle from Minnesota in exchange for a seventh round pick. Okay. Not particularly a bad pick by any means. Can I? Oh. Okay, now I can actually scroll through some stuff. All right, so all right, I think I'm gonna not use Twitter for this. Let me figure this out. I think we're just gonna use Cap Friendly here, actually, and I'll just look through the trades. That way, we actually have a list of. They're in black and white. Like, is there dark mode? Yeah, there is. Okay, thank goodness. My eyes. I'm gonna use Instagram as well, because honestly, that's where I'm gonna get most of it. Okay, so I need to figure out how to get the fastest information, because right now I'm having a hard time finding that. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna start the stream early, but like apparently they're doing a bunch of shit now, so it's like okay, well, might as well start, right? Okay. All right, so I tweeted it out. So the free agency starts. Is this? Oh, this is interesting. I haven't seen this before. Okay, let's talk about Zach Hyman now. Zach Hyman, this contract, to me, if I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the Maple Leafs, I'm thinking, why not? This guy, right here, at 5.5, in my opinion, I think that it is worth it, 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that that contract is worth it. Man, oh man. Because if you think about it, the Leafs have 9 mil in cap space. They wouldn't have had 9 mil, but the tough thing about it is that where are the Leafs? The tough thing about the Leafs here is they give up um, a solid player. Like I'm looking at this roster now and I'm thinking like that's a tough contract to give up, with the fact that you already have 9 mil in cap space, you sign a goalie, even if the goalie's Mrazek's not gonna get paid a ton. We don't know what it is yet, but it won't be a ton, right? And you leave out one of your better players, Hyman. And now I'm thinking to myself, who are you going to use to replace these guys? You can call up players and give them opportunities, but like it isn't even that your team is bad per se by any means. Um, it's just that in terms of playoff performances, you guys are going to make the playoffs. And in terms of playoff performance, when I look at Hyman, I look at his contract, and I think to myself, that's a guy you want in the playoffs. Yet you can't pay him his 5.5, and that's just that. You know what? Like honestly, at the end of the day, that's like on you guys. They're like that's your problem. You failed to um, acquire your player. You failed to do your thing. So um, you failed to do proper cap management essentially. If you trimmed off 2 million from every single one of these big contracts except for Nylander's, if you trim 2 million off of these top three contracts, you bring Matthews down to 9.6, maybe even 9.5. You bring Tavares down to 9. You bring Marner down to 8. The amount of possibilities you can bring in would be insane. Would have been insane. And that's why I always say to myself, these three guys have to perform to the beyond if you want anything to happen, because they're eating up a ton of the space, a ton of the cap space. And the same thing with McDavid's contract. The fact that Edmonton was even able to manage a $5.5 million contract is also kind of impressive. I didn't think they had the space for it. At 5.5 with the no move clause is great for them. This is a guy. Hyman is going to be a huge piece. He's going to be similar to what Lucic was trying to be, except he's going to be better, like a lot better than Lucic. And I'm just referring to like Hyman's obviously more of a Gallagher player, but if you look at Lucic and them, this is a good contract. This is going to be interesting. I mean, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Zach Kassian, Kyle Turris. Kyle Turris is also going to be a very solid player for them. Honestly, this forward line, if these guys, they have to re-sign Yamamoto still, which is, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to them. What's happening? Stars expected to sign Ryan Suter. Okay. That's funny. My friend just texted me saying, "Wow, Edmonton's done some solid moves," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's perfect timing." So, uh, yeah, Milan Lucic, yeah, listen, the fact that they bought out some of these guys like Neil and stuff like that, it kind of works out in their favor. This team is going to be decent. I don't know if they're going to be playoff contenders just yet, but they're getting there. This is a big step forward for Edmonton. I'm not saying Hyman's gonna be their savior, but these are pieces that Edmonton's been missing for years. These are pieces that I could have told you years ago that they were missing. So this addition is is really really good for them, like really really good. Um, okay, let's see what other contracts are we talking? Oh yeah, Brian Suter. Sorry, Brandon Suter just got signed for 1.25. Is that what it said on Sportsnet? Is that what Sportsnet said? I didn't read it. No, it said Stars are expected to sign Ryan Suter. Okay, so I read that right. All right, let's go through each team and figure out their cap scenario. So we'll start with the reigning champs, Tampa Bay Lightning. They have zero as of right now. Um, they only have one goalie at the moment, right? They traded for Brent Seabrook, which is they had to get rid of somebody and they had to bring somebody in that wouldn't affect the cap. Obviously, Brent Seabrook will not. I'm almost 100% sure he won't play. I'm pretty sure he's done. Um, I'm interested to see what happens here because they have a couple of contracts and I'm not sure will stick. They have to. They don't have to sign some of these guys, but we'll keep an eye on Tampa Bay going forward. Chicago is a team that I don't know what they're doing, but hey, okay, let's take a look at this. So Alex DeBrincat is a solid player. It's a good signing. His contract's good, and it's too bad they didn't sign him longer, but it's a good contract. Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane, when those contracts go up, it's going to be a huge weight lifted off of them. It's actually really interesting that Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane signed those contracts a long time ago, and they still stand within the top tier. Do they deserve that much with the current talent? I'd say Patrick Kane, yeah. Jonathan Taves, I haven't seen too much from him, but I don't think he's bad by any means. Maybe a little bit of an overpayment in Jonathan Taves' scenario. But they won the cups. They did their job. So honestly, at the end of the day, they deserve to be paid. Um, Alexander Nylander needs a contract. Wait, what's this? This player has not occurred the necessary amount of professional seasons required for the Group 2 are a restricted free agent. They're ineligible for offer sheet. Please visit. Oh, okay. Well, if I'm Chicago, I'd like to see Nylander get a little bit of help here. He's a good player. It'd suck to see him just sit there all day long. Um, uh, Seth Jones contract, guys. The hell are you doing? Uh, at 9.5, you're gonna get shafted so badly. It's ridiculous. Marc Andre Fleury at 7 mil is a lot of money given up for a trade for absolutely nothing. I'm surprised that that kind of went through. That was a bit of a surprise, but listen, Marc Andre Fleury is going to be a phenomenal goal if he decides to continue to play. He has 1 year left. I wouldn't be surprised if Fleury says no thanks. I haven't heard too much about that. I heard when he first got traded that he was thinking about just saying nope and just retiring, which I think you're allowed to do at a certain age without any consequences. I think, yeah, because he's over 35, so he could basically just retire and the cap hit won't affect anything and it just goes away and nobody loses anything, basically. So that's always a possibility for Marc Andre Fleury, which is unfortunate to see. So Edmonton, we just went over them. Dallas just made a signing, or is expected to make a signing of Suter. They've added him to the roster. I mean, it's a solid pickup for them. They don't have the deepest defensive roster, and the Suter addition, it's pretty good. I'll give them that. It's a decent addition. A lot of teams that I saw struggling are not struggling. All right, Washington now. So Ovechkin signs his 9.5 contract. Nicholas Backstrom's at 9.2. Expect Kuznetsov to be on the way out. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded. His contract is a solid amount of time, 5 more years, I think it is, 4 more years. 7.8 is not that hard of a hit. He's a solid centerman, and he's a solid player. Is he a bit of a controversial off the ice? Yes, he needs to figure that out. But he's a solid player, no doubt. TJ Oshie continues to play for the team. Oshie, I thought was going to be picked up by Seattle, but guess not. Anthony Mantha is a really good trade for the Caps, and that's a really good contract right there for the next couple of years. Tom Wilson as well. Lars Zeller, all these guys are locked in, like big guys. Daniel Sprong is a guy who is also locked in for a little bit longer, and he's a solid player. In terms of defensemen, though, they're going to have to bring back a young defenseman. It might be time for Alexiev to get a chance to play. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a chance. Carlson taking up a majority of of the defensive contracts. Dmitry Orlov might be on his way out. I've heard rumors that he might be traded. Yeah, and besides that, I mean, and their goaltending situation is a whole other thing. They got Phoenix Copley still under contract, so that's a good goalie who you can bring up. Unfortunately, Seattle did pick up on. Why can't I remember his name right now? I can't remember his name. Anyways, Samsonov is going to get his contract extension. It's not going to be a lot. Fortunately for Washington, what worked out for them in terms of contracts here is that because Samsonov didn't play that many games this season, and Vitek Vadicek, that's his name, took over for Samsonov because Samsonov had COVID protocol and then a bunch of other issues off the ice. He got suspended for a couple of games for hanging out of bubble, stuff like that. Because he didn't play that much and he wasn't the starting role, it allows the Caps to negotiate a better contract out of that. They can say that you haven't really proven yourself yet, so we're going to give you like 2 mil for 2 seasons, and then we'll come back and we'll renegotiate. And that works out for the Caps because there are a few contracts expiring in the up and coming 2 years, like Lars Zeller, Carl Hagelin, Hathaway, Carter Sheary. In 2 years, there's a lot of cap space. You can sign your goalie for a little bit more. And maybe they'll even push it for 3 years because then guys like Tom Wilson will be on a new contract, and then Mantha will be on his contract, and then TJ Oshie will be on his way out. Kuznetsov will be on his way out if they sign him for 3 years. So there's these players that are, there's cap space to be made here. We got 10 minutes, by the way, until the free agency opens. The free agency opens. Evgeny Dadonov has been traded to Vegas, supposedly. Alex Wenberg will be signing with Seattle when the free agency opens. Um, I just read a tweet. Somebody says that the free agency hasn't even opened, and there's a lot of trades already. There are tons of trades already, and it's crazy. It's too many, too many. Um, all right, let's go back and let's read up on our next team here. We went through Edmonton already. Let's go to Pittsburgh. Okay, so Pittsburgh has Malkin at 9.5 for a little bit longer. 9.5 is, a decent amount of money, no doubt. Um, I mean, that'll be interesting to see what happens with Malkin, honestly. At the age of 30, he's going to be 35. He's going to have a 35 plus contract, and it'll be interesting what they do, similar to Ovechkin. We'll see where they go with that. Um, I mean, listen, you don't have a ton of cap space, but you don't have little cap space either, you know? Uh, Tristan Jarry and Casey DeSmith are your goalies. Clearly, stuff has gone wrong since then. I'm not exactly sure if that's the greatest goalie tandem that we've seen in Pittsburgh. That's going to be a struggle. We'll see what they can do with that. Uh, They have Zach Ashton Reese, who I would resign, who's under needs a new contract, so we'll expect something from that. Um, but I mean, look, you have things looking up. In the next year, you've got some pretty big contracts coming up here, and I know they're not huge. Set 3 mil and so on is not that much, but they're solid contracts. Um, I mean, defensively, you've got Chris Letang's contract coming up as well, which is really good for you guys. Expect the money to stay lower than no lower than 5 at his age. So he would the good thing about this is you can rely on Chris Letang. He's provided a lot for his team, and you can offer him less next season. So that's a good thing. So we'll see about that. Let's go to the Winnipeg Jets here, who have actually made a couple of trades before this. So Blake Wheeler has 8 million left. There's no real big contracts besides Pierre-Luc Dubois, who is young and is going to be looking for a payday. So that's going to be a bit of an issue for the Winnipeg Jets. Not exactly like the biggest issue though. My doggy. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Pierre-Luc Dubois is going to look for a big contract, 7 mil probably around. I wouldn't be surprised. Um. And you have the cap space to do it when it happens. Paul Stastny being re-signed for 1 year is a big deal for them as well. You bring back a very uh, well recognized veteran. Uh, Nathan Beaulieu being expiring next season as well. Logan Stanley is a guy who you can look out for in terms of defensively. Would be nice to see him re-signed. Connor Hellbuck is still signed for another 3 years, so you don't have to worry about him at all. And Brian Little is on LTR, so it's not really an issue. All right, let's go to. We've already looked at Toronto recently. Let's go to Florida. Alexander Barkov has 1 year left on his 5.9 contract. I expect it to be bumped like anybody would. I'd say near 8, I'd say, for sure. Jonathan Huberdeau, another guy, but he's going to be in his 30s when the contract ends for Huberdeau. So the positive thing about that is that you don't have to offer the guy too much if he's going to be 30 years old. So I'd expect it to be bumped a little bit, but not by much, about 6.2 or 6.3. Hornquist will also be bumped. No, he will. Sorry, Hornquist will not be bumped. He'll be 36 when the contract ends. He might not even resign. Uh, Sam Bennett is signed for a long time. That's good stuff. Anthony Duclair as well. That's a great contract. Especially when his contract's up, he'll be able to get paid a little bit more. And then you got a couple of guys who are going to expire as well. This is a decent cap situation. Aaron Ekblad at 7.5 was a smart idea. That's a good contract now that you look at it. Very good contract. Seth Jones got paid way too much. So looking at 7.5 for Aaron Ekblad and you look at Victor Hedman, similar scenario, these are good contracts. Uh, Brandon Montour, 3.5. Mackenzie Weegar, still, like, you guys have a ton of good contracts here. And then you've got Sergei Bobrovsky. That's a problem. Sergei Bobrovsky's under contract for a while. And Spencer Knight's going to need a contract soon. What's your move? What is your move? Excuse me. Okay, so let's take a look at the Montreal Canadiens now. The Montreal Canadiens have 10.6 mil in cap space currently. They've sent qualifying offers to Lehkonen. They've sent qualifying offers to, I believe, Kakaniemi as well. They have sent qualifying offers to a few other players as well. Their defensive situation is shallow, with Shea Weber, who is supposed to be on the IR. I'm assuming this cap space is correct because that doesn't make sense. They've got projected 0. It should be. Did they have? Do they technically have 7.8 on LTIR? So shouldn't it be 17, almost 18 million? No, that can't be. That can't be correct. I don't know why it's not updated. Okay, well let's just go with that it isn't right now. That it isn't. You got one more year to figure out Nick Suzuki. You got one more year to figure out Jake Evans, and then you're gonna put contracts on Lehkonen. Kakaniemi could be traded. He's a restricted free agent, so you can trade his contract. Lehkonen is arbitration eligible, which could be an issue for the Canadiens if he deserves more. A notable player who isn't on this list for some odd reason is Mr. Philip Deneau, who I've heard wants to hit the market. He could be overpaid. I've heard that he wants 6.5. If I'm Montreal, I would offer something close to that. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe I'd offer him like 5.5. 6 maybe. Care Price's contract 10.5 is still there. Jake Allen 2.87, sorry, is looking good there with the backup goalie. It's a really good backup goalie, by the way. Let's continue here. Actually, you know what? We're about to start the free agency, so we will go to the top here. We've got 10 seconds till the free agency. Imagine the first thing you hear is just like Jack Eichel traded. All right. So it is 12 o'clock. We are officially in the free agency. Um, Brian Elliott to Tampa Bay, apparently, according to Elliot Friedman already. Pierre LeBrun said that Coleman is heading to Calgary. I think we've already talked about that. Apparently, okay. Another interesting player to watch out for is Brian Holtby, who is a free agent still, um, who can possibly be signed. Oh my god, a ton of stuff just came in. Andreas Athanasiou has re-signed in LA. Oh shit! Dropped my phone. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, well at least I didn't spill my coffee. That's what I was afraid of. First player acquired through free agency has been added to the Seattle Kraken's roster. Let's go check it out, guys. Seattle Kraken. First player through free agency. Nice. So they have 27 million in cap space to go with. It's not bad. Frederick Anderson apparently signed a 4 million average with okay, Carolina. All right, let's go check that out. That's my brain just broke. There are a ton of unconfirmed acquisitions here. Oh, okay, but the Zach Hyman one was confirmed. No, okay. Um, where the heck? So Carolina's apparently. So, oh my god. Okay, wait. This doesn't make any sense to me. There's no way that's clear. Everyone on waivers is cleared. Frederick Anderson. Okay, no, that can't be real. Frederick Anderson got paid 4.5. I mean, good for him for 2 years. Yet, yet, oh my god. Okay, so this doesn't make any sense to me. So, okay, so explain to me this. You give up Alex Ned. I can't say his name. This guy here, a Calder selection, who wanted what was it like 3 mil, 3.5 million to be with you. You say no, and then you sign a goalie for a whole million more. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. It makes no sense. Holy shit. Everything is just flying in here. Blake Coleman signs a 6 year deal. We didn't talk about that. That's a nice contract. The Oilers have reportedly signed Tyson Berry to a 3 year 13 million, which is a 4.5 average after a 48 point season. He led all defensemen with 48 points. It's pretty solid. Apparently, a lot of his assists were secondary assists. That doesn't matter, but it's just funny. Okay, so if Tyson Berry's contract is true, at 4.5, I'm assuming it's already in the system here, right? Yeah, it is. 3 years, 4.5. Okay. I mean, it's not a bad contract by any means. It's a solid contract, and I honestly, if I was Edmonton, who is, you know, not lacking on defense, but he's a solid defenseman. I'll give him that. And uh, listen, okay, this Duncan Keith trade just made no sense to me. So that can we just pretend that doesn't exist for now? Uh, Tyson Berry is a solid player. He proved that he brings something to the team. You don't put up a 48 point season and just say, hey, that was a fluke. I mean, maybe, but I think in reality, he is a solid player, and he always was, in my eyes, a solid player. So I think that a $4.5 million contract for only 3 years is not the biggest risk. I would say I wouldn't call it a risk. All right, let's keep an update here. Um, Ryan Suter, we talked about that already. I I'm surprised, honestly. Okay, so the Evgeny Dadonov trade is true. Nick Holden goes back to Ottawa, or not back, but he's the return for Evgeny Dadonov. So we'll go take a look at that. Vegas get Nick Holden. They also have Patrick Nolan, which I keep forgetting about. So they got Nick Holden, which is a good player. Uh, I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens with Vegas because you get rid of your top goalie. You have one more goalie left, Robin Leonard, who's obviously a very good goalie in his own right, no doubt about that. I'm just curious to see what you do next because there are a lot of really good goalies available, and I'm curious to see what they pick up on. Maybe they pick up a. I don't know if they'll go for another like tandem of like two top tier goalies. Uh, Vegas's game plan is spend as much time on the top until it dies, and we'll rebuild. I think that's their their idea. Michael Granlund is back to Nashville, supposedly, so that's good to know. Yaroslav Halak has a deal with Canucks. I did not see that coming. Okay, so let's go find out. We were actually talking about Vancouver a little bit earlier and what their possibilities were with Braden Holtby on buyout, which is interesting. And where is yeah? So they have Thatcher Demko, who's obviously a very good goalie in his own right. He deserves a lot of credit. And then bringing in a guy like Yaroslav Halak is actually a really good move for them. He's a solid goalie, and he's proved that he's a solid backup, very solid. Um, he has had quite the career. A lot of credit goes to him. And actually, his contract's only 750,000 base salary, and the rest of it's bonuses, which is another 750,000. So he has played 10 games. He had a $1.2 million bonus, $1.25 million bonus, um, which is good. Um, what else? Martin Jones to Philly. That I did not expect. Or wait, didn't we hear about that earlier? Or no, wait, Martin Jones is being bought out, but now he's heading to Philly. Was that what the rumor was? Okay, that's good to know. New York Rangers bring in Patrick Nemeth at 3 years, 2.5. It's not bad, not bad, not bad. Devils signed Dougie Hamilton. No way. They actually did it. Okay. So Dougie Hamilton is apparently signed with uh to a 7 year deal with the Devils. That really? Okay, well I'm kind of surprised about that. I need to see a proper confirmation for that because that's kind of crazy. Seeing Dougie Hamilton end up there. Tuukka Rask is a free agent too, isn't he? Huh. Who would have thunk? Hamannik is going back to Vancouver for a 2x3, which is good. Not bad. All right, what players have we? What teams have we not heard from yet? I've heard tons of stuff from a bunch of teams. Like even Calgary's gotten in on the moves. I don't think I've heard anything from Vegas, Boston, Pittsburgh. Did I say Vegas? I meant Los Angeles. Did I say Vegas? I think I said Vegas. I don't think I've heard anything from Los Angeles, from uh, from Pittsburgh, Montreal, uh, Columbus. I don't think I've heard much from. Ottawa's been in the trades already. Buffalo already been. Detroit already been. Anaheim I haven't heard too much from either. So those are our teams that we're looking out for here. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So Michael Granlund's is a 4 year extension. 5 million average, which is good. So decent pay actually. I'll give him that. So there are rumors that Ryan Getzlav, if he leaves, if he leaves Anaheim, which I could honestly see happening, He will join Montreal possibly. Oh, I'm hearing something from the Bruins. Okay, so the Bruins, Derek Forbert has agreed to join the Bruins on a 3-year deal. Okay, okay. I don't know what the average is 3 million. All right, interesting. So no news from Montreal still, which I'm really interested because their top defensive centerman Dano is still nowhere to be seen. There have been 17 signings, a total of 47 contract years already. We're only 13 minutes in. I think it ends at 6, or at least today ends at 6. Okay, so Edmonton has bought out James Neal, but I'm pretty sure we already know it. So, okay, so that's our Alec Martinez contract is confirmed at a 5.25 average for 3 years, which is a good amount of money for him. Good for him. Um, so that average is continuing. There's no surprises there. Anything else? No, Mike Granlund's official. That's good too. Man, oh man. Yo, are the Canadians gonna, like, I don't know, do something? Oh, well, here we go. Columbus Blue Jackets have signed forward Boone Jenner to a 4-year contract. So I think we've seen every team do something except for Montreal so far. Let me go through the list. We've seen Tampa Bay trade players. We haven't seen them sign anybody yet. Oh no, they signed Brian Elliott. So yeah, they have. Dallas, we've seen sign somebody. Chicago, we've seen sign plenty of people already. Vegas has officially signed Martinez. Washington signed Ovechkin. Edmonton has signed Hyman. Pittsburgh has not. I haven't seen anything from Pittsburgh yet. Winnipeg has continued Nate Schmidt. Toronto brought in Mrazek. Florida's nothing yet, I don't think. Or maybe there was. I can't remember it. Montreal, nothing. Philly has traded a bunch of players. I haven't seen any signings. San Jose traded, but no signings. Colorado, Landeskog. St. Louis, that's another team we haven't seen too much from. Los Angeles, same thing. Calgary has traded. Arizona has signed and traded a lot, actually. Boston Bruins have just signed. Islanders, I haven't seen anything from. Carolina, obviously, we know. Rangers, they have also signed somebody. Predators, yes. Anaheim, no. Vancouver Canucks, yes. Columbus Blue Jackets, yes. Seattle Kraken, yes. Minnesota Wild, yes. New Jersey Devils, yes. Apparently Dougie Hamilton, not confirmed yet. Ottawa Senators, a lot of trades, no signings, I don't think. Detroit Red Wings, yes. And Buffalo Sabres, trades and no signings. So, what's the move? David Savard to Montreal, apparently. 4 by 3.5. Why so long? 4 years is so long. It's too long. I don't know. 3.5, 4 years is 4 years is a decent amount of time. I don't know. It's a little long. I would have done like 3, but Bogosian to Tampa Bay. Bogosian signed a 3-year, $850,000 contract. That's pretty funny. Okay, well, that's interesting. That's a team player right there. Blue Jackets apparently announced that Patrick Laine has accepted his qualifying offer of 7.5. 7.5. Did a lot more than I would have thought. So Wenberg goes to Seattle. So far, it's going to be a good player for Montreal. That's that's not really my concern about it. It's just a 4 year contract. It's a little weird, but it is what it is. Flyers, nope, that's old news. I'm trying to like get in on all the information. Okie dokie. I'm just getting spammed by notifications. I can't keep up. Okay. Okay. Brain Hopi has signed a contract with. Brain Hopi has signed a contract uh, with the Dallas Stars at a 1 year contract. We don't know the average yet. Interesting. So wait, Dallas signed. Dallas signed. Okay. Okay, Columbus has updated. Okay, let's go look at Columbus real quick because apparently, according to the website, they have updated his contract. That's not the right team. I just put Winnipeg. Columbus. Patrick Laine, 1 year, 7.5. They signed him for 1 year? Really? Interesting. You know what? That's actually really impressive to give the guy 1 year, a 1 year contract. Evan Rodriguez to Pittsburgh on a $1 million deal. Okay, well, that's finally something out of Pittsburgh. That might be one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, though. I'll be totally honest. So many trades going down right now. So many signings. Man, oh man. Okay, so many trades. I gotta keep up. Um, Andrew Cogliano to San Jose 1 by 1. Okay, so Bob McKenzie tweeted that Montreal signed free agent Louis Belpedio, I think that's how you say it, to a 1 year deal, 2-way contract at 750,000 and a guarantee of 300,000. I don't even know who it is. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, this is tough to watch. Okay, Dallas has 4 goalies, uh, and they are probably gonna trade one. Let's go take a look at Dallas here. Uh, the Dallas Stars have 4 goalies. It hasn't updated, but Brain Holtby will show up on this. They got one goalie in the who will probably go to the minors, but they got to trade either Ben Bishop or Hudobin. Somebody's got to get traded, unless they know something that, like, I don't know, Ben Bishop's not going to play or something. I don't know. Everybody's just trading. Like, this is crazy. Okay. Um. Like, what are we supposed to do here? Come on, we need bigger deals coming through here. I'm sitting here on nothing. Hello. There's so many. Like, there are so many no name trades. It's. Can we get like a real good signing here? Would have been nice to see Brain Holtby back in Washington, but I guess he doesn't want to be there for whatever reason. He left, so I get it. You don't want to be with a team that you won the cup with. Okay, seriously, what happened? It went crazy for 20 minutes and now it's gone. Brain Holtby has to go get his turtles back across the border. That's funny. Yo, where's Braden Holtby at? All right. Well, Braden Holtby, a 1 year, $2 million deal has officially been signed with Dallas Stars, and he's fallen so far since the Cup win. Some players peak. That's fine. Um, Cedric Paquette to Montreal, 1 year deal, 950,000. All right, Bergman's making these small moves. It makes me wonder what the heck's going on because we got a ton of cap space. I don't actually mind Paquette joining the Canadians. It's not a bad trade by any means. Imagine playing a guy in the finals and then adding him to your roster afterwards. Chicago's trying to move Calvin to Han. Well, that's Not a surprise after they literally put themselves in a scenario where they had to do things like that. Bro. Well, I need more trades here. Okay. This is okay. So Cedric Project joins. There's apparently another trade here. I haven't seen it yet. Nothing confirmed. Uh. So Montreal signs two Tampa Bay Lightning players. I think Savard is from Montreal as well, if I'm not mistaken. Saint, I can't say it, but I'm pretty sure that is. Yeah, it's Quebec City. Yeah. Okay, I was right about that. Um, I mean, so wow. Okay, Patrick Laine did accept a 1 year contract. That's actually really impressive. I'm honestly surprised they got away with that. Okay, I am concerned about a couple of teams here, like Anaheim. Like unless they have something in place already, like Getzlaf staying or something. Like I don't know what they're doing here. And also Dallas, like what are you doing? You've got four goalies. Like who's I don't get it. Like if you have four goalies, who's leaving? Because it's either Hudobin, Bishop, one of them is leaving. Which one? And both of them have no move clauses. Nick Bonino apparently went to the Sharks, and CC with the Oilers. Huh. Okay, that I did not expect. Well, that's a lot of money. 3.25 for CC for 4 years. That's a tough one. Just yikes. Okay. Derek Forbert signed officially with the Bruins. 3 years, 3 million. Sean Crowley is a 4 year, 10 million deal, which is not bad, I guess. If you when you average it out, obviously it's not 10 million a year. Dude, some of these trades, man, I'm telling you. I mean, some of these contracts that Montreal's bringing in, I'm just gonna talk about them real quick. It's surprisingly decent. Some of these contracts, bringing in guys like Savard and Bucket, these contracts are not bad. But it makes me wonder what they're thinking here with 6 million left in contract space. Which, by the way, they still haven't put. Okay, okay. Cap friendly is Shitweaver not officially on the IR? Like I don't know. Uh, Michael Bunting is going to Toronto. Okay. I uh, 1 year deal, Sebastian Dia with the Canadians at 750. I'm so lost. Another nothing deal. I'm confused. Another French player signed with the Montreal Canadiens for nothing. The only good signing so far is was a letter from Geoff Molson from the Canadiens. Oh, it's about. I don't want to talk about that now. This is so frustrating to watch. Montreal update. Okay, so they added Savard and Paquette to the. They have 6.2 in cap space. They have to resign Lehkonen, Kakaniemi, Paling, Leskinen, and McNiven. And apparently this is without. This is without um, Shea Weber's contract, which is another 8 mil that they haven't even contributed towards the cap hit. Shea Weber may never play again. That's 8 mil that you have. Anyways, Reimer is San Jose for 2 years, 2.25. Dude, I don't understand. What, like, Carolina had a goalie who could be so good for them, so special, and now they have no. I mean, Frederick Anderson's a solid goalie. I'm not going to take that away from him, but man, like you had a young goalie, a future goaltender, and now you have two 30-year-olds as your goalies. I really don't understand. Okay. Minority to New York Rangers for 900,000 for 2 years. Okay, so the Caps will have two rookie goaltenders if they don't figure something out. Oh wow. Okay, so mostly what's showing up in my feed right now is the Montreal Canadiens' attempt to sneak in an apology during this opening frenzy. A lot of people picked up on it. They are not having it. The Canucks have added Hamonic. They have 20 million in cap space. And Halak. They have 20 million in cap space. They have to sign Dickinson, Pedersen, and Hughes, and Joe, which should be fun for them. I'd expect something crazy for Pedersen, like 8. Hughes, 6, 7, maybe. And then the rest of it will be figured out, delegated amongst. So we'll see. It's interesting, actually. The Leafs signed Peter Mrazek for 3.8, and the Canes signed Anderson for 4.5. Both new scenarios will do good for them, so that there's not really a surprise there. But it's interesting. I'm not sure what the plan was there. Contracts just keep coming in. Just over an hour for the opening hit. Davis Vard, Chris Hyman, and such a project expected to become a so. Chris Weidman has signed for a year, 750,000. Okay, so Montreal's literally handed out tiny little contracts, and I think the reason why is because technically Shea Weber's not on LTIR at the moment, and because he's not on LTIR, it leaves the chance that uh, they need, like, it's so confusing. I don't know. These small contracts make me wonder what is up their sleeve, if anything. But Montreal has a tendency to sign people for absolutely nothing and then never do anything with the cap space. Like, that is Montreal's specialty, just no cap space. Like, unless they have, I don't know. It's a tough one. We're gonna have to wait and see. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream here. We were live for an hour about, so it's not bad. This will be live on the channel. I'll keep it up. This is we got a few trades in here. If there's something big, I will talk about it. I'll record a video and just talk about it. So keep your eye out. So yeah, just keep your eye out. We'll see what happens. And I'll upload it. So, all right, see you.